The Gundies is a bit of an award system within the gun industry, and it's put on by a couple of guys in the industry. Ben, I've known for quite some time. Actually, I feel like I've watched Ben grow up. When I remember the first time I met Ben, he was just a little bitty guy. You know, it was probably at SHOT Show one year, and you know, he and his partner have done a really good job putting on this awards program. I will say this: you guys can probably look back at some of my videos and tell that when the Gundies first came out about 3 years ago, I wasn't a huge fan of it, mainly because at the time, with it being in its infancy, you kind of had to, well, not kind of, you pretty much had to nominate yourself for a category. So I'm not good at self-promotion. I know that seems kind of weird because I'm self-promoting right now as we speak, but I'm not great at it. So it wasn't comfortable for me to nominate myself. Well, now that the awards have evolved and grown, definitely that's not the only way, because lo and behold, I've been nominated for top voices of the 2A, top voices of the Second Amendment. You have no idea how much that means to me just to be nominated in that category. Now, granted, there are a whole lot of other people nominated, so it's not like it's a really short list. But nevertheless, the fact that anyone, even if it was the organizers at the Gundies, but the fact that anyone other than me saw the importance of including me in this group is very, very important to me, because if you look at the list of people in here, namely Guns and Gadgets, Johnny Appalachia, those guys, to me, I see different people in this industry as kind of the tip of the spear as far as gun news, because media in general has evolved so much over the years. Now we don't turn the TV on for our news. Now we don't turn the radio on for our news. In fact, used to, people would go to Facebook because that was the first place that news would pop up. That's not even the case anymore. A lot of these guys like Jared over at Guns and Gadgets have gotten so good, and they've infiltrated different people within, and I mean that in a positive way, different people in the gun industry, legislative industry, that they get news before news agencies do in a lot of cases. They get these tips a lot of times. So I have my own consumption of media and news. I've changed the way I do that. And now, instead of, again, going to your traditional media sources for that, now I actually, my YouTube notifications from guys like Jared at Guns and Gadgets are what gives me my latest breaking news. There's been many of my videos that I've put out that have been breaking, so to speak, that maybe haven't even been in the news yet, but it's because I got my tips from guys like Jared over at Guns and Gadgets. So it's kind of cool how media has evolved, and I feel like it's a much more trustworthy media. In other words, yeah, there might be some revenue changing hands at some point, but people aren't paid off, so to speak. And we can't rely on any of the traditional medias anymore to tell us the truth. They've all got an agenda. I think our main agenda here is protecting the Constitution and the Second Amendment. I don't consider that much of an agenda. I feel like that's an American way, and it's a beautiful thing. So again, my whole point of all of this is now I've come to kind of embrace the Gundies. While I didn't nominate myself last year either, I did go to the ceremony. Guys, I had a blast. It was a classy event, put on nicely, had a great time at the Drive Tanks place. Ben and those guys really put on an absolute great show. The after party was, or the party I should say, was really cool. My reason for putting this video out is, don't vote for me. And I mean this. I'm not saying this sarcastically or anything like that. The category is top voices of the 2A, top voices of the Second Amendment. And just for the sake of plugging these guys, because they're paying good money for it, EOTech is the sponsor of this particular category. There are the likes of Tim with Military Arms Channel in here, Jared with Guns and Gadgets, Arm Scholar is in here, Maj Tour is in here, the Pew Pew Jew is in here, Rob Pincus is in here, which is kind of weird that Rob's included in this, especially with some of the things that Rob has said that the organizations he's aligned himself with that are more anti-gun this year. But nevertheless, I mean, it's, in all fairness, I guess he should be included. Iraq veterans in here, Louder with Crowder, Hank Strange, Coley and Noir, and I don't want to miss any of the ones who I know. Johnny B's in here. It's a strong list of people in here. Last year, Jared with Guns and Gadgets, I believe he won a similar category to this. I never met Jared before. There was prize money allocated to the people who won that I think they could direct those funds to the charities of their choice. Jared directed his at the Doug Flutie Foundation for Autistic Children up in the Northeast. that hit me right here. As many of you guys know, my son has special needs as well. And, you know, it is a challenge for special needs parents out there. My son is not high functioning. My son is very low functioning. My son has a very, very, very limited vocabulary. He will never live on his own. He is currently 13 years old. So what I'd like to do with this video is make a pledge that I would like all of you guys, and this is no disrespect to anybody else who is in this category, but I would like for you guys to go to Gundies.com, look for the top voices of the 2A. Again, the category is top voices of the 2A. Scroll down until you see guns and gadgets, and please choose guns and gadgets. If Jared wins, I will match the $500 donation that is made in Jared's name if he in fact makes his donation to either the Doug Flutie Autism Foundation or a similar autism foundation. If he if he donates his money to that and he wins, I guess I should say it the other way, if he wins and he donates his money to the Autism Foundation, I will match up to $500 of whatever his allocation is towards that. I will match that from Legally Owned America. I give you guys my word on that. I will write the check and I will put it on video and I will send it off. I will match that if he wins. Now, with that being said, yes, I'm showing favoritism. I want him to win. He's a great advocate for this community. I feel like he stands head and shoulders above everybody else in this category. Not knocking anybody in there. I'm just saying that's how much farther ahead I think he is in his timeliness. With that being said, if anyone else in this category wins, and I will commit to this on this video, if anyone else who's nominated in this very category wins other than Jared, if they make a donation in the name of autism to any autism charity out there, I again will match that donation of $500 from Legally Owned America as well. Please go cast your vote. Whoever nominated me, thank you. I'm humbled, but I don't deserve it. Thank you very much. Check out the other categories at Gundies also. I will cast my votes, but I just let it be known now I'm casting my vote for Jared at Guns and Gadgets. I think he does a great job.